Hello, everyone. How are you? Those of you in the Northeast who are joining me, I hope you're staying warm today. It's cold. It's been cold out there, but I love the winter weather. I get outside. I actually got out in it bitter cold yesterday and went for a walk. If you bundle up enough, you can really go out and enjoy it. But anyway, that's not what I'm here to talk about. I am here to talk about habits. And I just did a talk in our group, realign your ride, body and mind, around habits in the body. And I thought, well, let me talk a little bit about habits, and and there too I talk about mindset, but I'm going to dig in here really about habits and your mindset. Um, and I want to first talk about the idea that habits are really necessary. So many times we think habits and we think, oh, habits, bad habits, right? That, you know, if we have, we want to, the connotation of habits is there's something bad about it. But there's many things that we do that are habitual that if we didn't do them habitually, we would have to think about them. So the brain automates things, right? It automates habits to make us efficient. So, everything we do, if we had to think about every step of our day and they weren't automated, we wouldn't, get much past, our morning routine because we would be taking so long to do all the things, right? Because we'd have to think consciously about them. Where when we do things that we need to get done, and there can be good habits. So good habits are getting up and brushing your teeth, getting up and taking a shower, getting up and working out, all those things, getting up and meditating, those are good habits, right? So the habits aren't necessarily bad, but then um, they there are some habits that maybe aren't so good, not so much, right? And I don't say bad because I just don't like using that word because it has such a negative mindset. It's just they are what they are. They're not desirable. We want to remove them. They aren't getting the results we want. So they're habits that are maybe disempowering. They're habits that may be, you know, defeating us. They're habits that are blocking our forward progress. But I don't take the bad out because the bad makes us feel like we're bad, right? So it's just like something, they're changeable. We can do it. The brain can be rewired. So they're just habits that we want to replace, that they aren't getting the results we desire. So habits are based around they work in a loop. Um, you have a trigger, say, uh, for me, I can tend to, I'm going to use an example. I like using my own examples to show you that I have my own habits and things that I'd like to change. And I work on this and that's actually how I got into mindfulness is I can get triggered about something that I needs to get fixed get into worry that some trigger, uh, a problem with my car can trigger almost no a worry habit loop where I start worrying, creating stories around all these things that I may think will go wrong with it. So I have that kind of worry about the future habit loop. Um, and so you have the behavior, car problem. Behavior is worry, and the result is a lot of stress and anxiety, and it doesn't solve any problems anyway, right? And I take the car and get it fixed, and it's all whatever happens. But I've stressed out about it and not had enjoyed it, and it's prevented me from doing other things well. Same thing with you guys when you're riding. Say you get on your horse and it's right now, say it's winter, it's a cold and windy day. And by the way, Izzy's joining me. She joined me for my other live. She just loves to be part of the action. Um, it's a cold and windy day, and oh no, my horse is going to spook. And right away, the habit loop is, trigger, cold and windy day, behavior, tension and worry because you think your horse is going to spook. The result is horse probably will spook because you created tension in the horse and told them things are spooky, and or the horse is running away with you or whatever. So, that's the habit loop. And the trick is you want to kind of think of ways to change that. We'll talk about that in a little bit. So these limiting beliefs that we have, and limiting beliefs are things like I'm not good enough. Me talk about worrying about the future. Oh, future worries, creating big stories. Um, I need to do things perfectly every time. If the wind, a limiting belief, my horse is going to spook every time the wind blows, right? Things like that. Um, those are limiting beliefs that get us, those that create, and we create habits around them, right? I think, my horse is going to be spooky, and my habit is getting tense and all that, and then creating other issues in my riding. So you have negative results. The result of the habit isn't so positive, right? So the loop is the trigger, the behavior, and then the result. And we think about it as it can be a reward, but it's not so rewarding because we don't get a positive outcome. So in order to make any sustainable change, so you really have to identify what the habit really map it out and think about it, that the habit that's creating an issue, and then how that habit is working, the whole thing, what happens, the trigger, even like it's the behavior and the result that are really the important part. And then at that point is you can start thinking, now you can figure out, well, what would I like to replace that with? What kind of positive result would I like to have? And that's when you can start doing the work to make that happen. And the brain will start recognizing the positive benefits, and that habit can be created faster. But it's really something you have to consciously work on. You can't just say, oh, I get nervous when my horse does this and I want to fix it. You've got to really think about it, notice the patterns, notice what happens, and do it without judgment. Do it without, do work, map it out without thinking, I've got to fix this right now, I'm bad, or whatever. Just map it out, notice it, notice it over time, do it, for a while. Really start recognizing it and developing an awareness around it and being very present with it. That's mindfulness. And then you can start connecting your mind and body to the part that isn't so good, that isn't so desirable, that creates discomfort, that you would like to change, and then you can come up with the change that would be more desirable. But it's a process. It doesn't all happen magically, and it takes some work, but it is doable. So I just wanted to share that today. I am actually starting my first program for 2022 for riders, to help adult riders create those change and to change habits. It's an 8-week online course for building your riding confidence, feel, and bringing back joy in your riding. So you can find that in my on my website, www.mindfulequestrian.com. And there's the courses page, and it's the first course in there. And it's an 8-week course online. We meet by Zoom. It has lots of cool stuff, a lot of handouts, a lot of worksheets, a lot of good tribe collaboration with the tribe that you create, a private Facebook group. So it's a place where if you're looking to change habits and need some support, it's a place where you can do that. So that's something I want to just mention. And otherwise, if you have any questions or anything, please feel free to contact me at lisa@mindfulequestrian.com, or if you'd like to set up a clinic or one-on-one coaching, or again, any kind of the group coaching or anything, please reach out to me, and if you have more questions, or if you'd like to set something up. And have a wonderful day, everyone.